Hello, friends, and welcome to tonight's reading. Today, we're going to read about George Washington Carver. Good job. We're going to read about George Washington Carver. What are these? Do you know what those are?
Leaves.
Leaves, and what is that on there?
Corn.
Peanut butter. Those are peanuts, Peanuts. So let's see. What is George Washington Carver all about? When George was born, his mother was a slave. She was owned by a farmer named Mr. Carver. Soon, a new law set them free. George and his brother were not owned by Mr. Carver anymore, but they decided to stay on his farm. George helped Mrs. Carver with chores. He loved working in the garden. George was so good with plants that people called him the plant doctor.
What's plant doctor?
That's him. He's watering the plants.
It's big?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it big?
I don't know. The Carvers taught George and his brother to read and write. George loved learning so much that he wanted to go to school. George was free now, but there were still many rules that were unfair to black people like him. He had to go to a school for black children. It was far away, so he had to leave his home and family.
Why?
Because he was ready to go to school. See, he wrote, "My name is George."
Where is school?
His school is very far away. George was a very good student. He finished school, but he wanted to keep learning. George found a college that would let black students study science. He wanted to learn more about plants. When George finished college, he became a teacher so that he could share what he had learned with others. Wow, let's see. Ooh.
What is that?
It's a lot of flasks. Looked like he was doing some experiments.
Yeah.
See the flask?
That's
Measuring cups and a book. George learned so much about plants that he didn't just teach his students, he also taught local farmers. He showed them how to keep their soil and plants healthy so they could grow more. George came up with many new ideas that helped farmers. He also came up with hundreds of new ways to use plants and become an expert on peanuts. Oh my goodness.
Where's the peanuts?
There's peanuts there. I see maybe apples and carrots. George Washington Carver was a smart little boy who loved learning and plants. He grew up to be a very important scientist, inventor, and teacher. His work helped farmers grow more food so they could feed more people. This little boy, called the plant doctor, became the famous Peanut Man. I enjoyed you guys so much tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed the reading with us as well. Hopefully you had a good Black History Month, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.